Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. We've reached the midweek already, and I pray that your week is going well so far. Whatever it is that you're facing, whatever it is that you're going through, I know that God's with you. And I welcome you to a midweek 5 Minutes with Phil today. Now, this morning, I want to remind you, first of all, if you know somebody that could benefit from one of these devotionals that we do, please send them the link. Share it on Facebook, however you want to do it, and help us get the word out that we just want to help people. So if you know somebody that could benefit from one of these, go for it. Share away. That's all we want to do. We just want to help people. This is not to make us famous. This is not for us to get attention. All we want to do is be a blessing to other people. So I hope we can do that. Okay. Now, today we're in Romans chapter 8. It's one of my favorite chapters of the entire Bible. And there is a familiar verse for many of us here that I want to bring out today. And I want to talk to people today that might be facing some difficult things. You might be facing some stress in your life. You might be facing a crisis, a difficulty in your life. I know that just people in our church family, we got some people that are facing some really serious stuff. And it's difficult. And the words of this one verse, I think, can really be an incredible benefit to many of us when we hear it and kind of unpack it a little bit. We're in Romans chapter 8. Take a look at what this verse says. In verse 31, Paul says this to an entire church. He says, "What then shall we say in response to these things?" Here we go. "If God is for us, who can be against us?" Now, the source of some of our difficulties can actually be other people, right? It could be a boss, it could be a fellow employee, it could be a supervisor, it could be somebody in our family. It could be so many things that are just kind of tugging at us and beating up on us a lot. And we wonder, can we get through this? And, in the back of our mind, we know that we can, but sometimes we get so caught up in what we're facing that we need to be reminded, again, of this truth, that if God is for us, who can be against us? And God is for you. God is for you. I want to remind you who Paul was talking to, okay? Again, this is the book of Romans, all right? So Paul is writing to Christians that are in Rome, all right? That was not an easy place for someone to serve the Lord. That was not an easy place for someone to be a Christian, not at all. In fact, it was a place that there was a great amount of persecution. There would have been a great amount of resistance just to the fact that they were Christians, just to the fact that they were serving God and trying to worship Jesus as the Messiah. And there's historical accounts of people who were really pressured and hurt, and some even lost their lives because of their faith in Jesus Christ. And here's the deal, okay? Paul reminded them that in the midst of what they were facing, and whoever was bringing it, if God was with them, if God was for them, then that did not compare to who was coming against them. Now, you might say, well, Pastor Phil, you just said that some of them actually lost their lives. Let's be reminded, okay, that this life is not all there is. Man, if I read a story of somebody who lost their life because of their faith in Jesus Christ, do you understand the reward that awaits them on the other side? It is incredible. Folks, if God is for you, and He is for you, who could be against you? God's love and God's power and God's guidance and God's strength, all of that is greater than the battle that you're facing and what that entails. And for some of you, and again, I'm not here to minimize what you're facing at all. Not at all. That would be unfair for me to do. But I refuse to maximize it to the point where it seems greater than what God is. And if God is for you, and He is, then you need to know today No one can be against you because the Lord's with you and the Lord is for you. And I want you to take that encouragement with you today and just keep that in your heart, okay? Love you. Thank you for joining us. We will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.